in your heart and in your soul, where nothing hurts like letting go of all you had, go of all you want, and surrender to a higher cause. And we will jump straight over the field. I know it's right, oh baby, this is how I like to feel. I know it's right, oh baby, this is how I like to feel. I know it's right, oh baby, this is how I like to feel. I know it's right, oh baby, this is how I like to feel. I know it's right, oh baby, this is how I like to feel. Clocks are ticking all the time, but I can show you where to find all the colors of your...
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of the StarCraft East Asia server Team League matches. My name is Passer, and of course, we have some of the best teams in the Pacific regions coming up live right here for you right now. We got, right now, it looks like I also have the wrong overlay up, so one moment there. One moment. Let's get this fixed up real quick so we're not, yeah, small mistake on the schedule. But already we got some nice little coasts here. GD Crimson, thank you for the first host of the night. Always appreciate it. We had another one there, but I think that might have been a repeat, but we are right here waiting for these guys in the lobby. It's going to be Exile5 versus VK White. First match of the day will be a TVZ as well. One moment here while I get all this set up for you. Those buttons love to be pushed. So basically what's going to be happening here is both teams were actually accidentally scheduled for the same time, so I'm kind of stuck in an admin role as well for these matches. But overall it should be an extraordinary series of games coming up. We're just waiting on one of the players who did go AFK for a moment. And once that begins, we are going to get this Best of 5 series underway. You can see the whole schedule right up here to my right. First match, Run Amok versus Damn I Love TVZ on Abyssal Reef. Vaj versus Knife ZVZ on, I cannot tell which map that is. I think it's On a Ground Stations. Satu versus Strike on, I believe that's Proxima Station. And then Peppy versus Revenant to finish it up for that best of 4. And obviously, if we don't have a best of 3 winner just yet, then we go to the ace match. Both players both teams rather, send their best player, and they battle it out to try and win their glory for this season of the SCA Open Team League. So right now we do have the lobby started. We just got to find some of the players. Obviously with the team league, sometimes they go away, they take a second, and they need to relax, get their heads in order. And that seems to be the case for this first couple of minutes. And so I'm just going to make sure that everything is going well for right now. And yeah, so we can talk about some of these players. Obviously Exile5 is a very well known Australian team. It's got some great players from across the region of Australia. You know, Run Amok, I've had the pleasure of casting him a couple times. Very solid player. Vaj, I must admit I have not heard much of. Unfortunately, being from the NA server, I don't know a lot of these players, but I do recognize some names just from being around. And yep, it is a solo cast tonight, so if you get tired of my voice, tough. But overall, we got a lot of great players here. Run Amok versus Demilov will be a very, very strong game. And we just got the players, so I'm going to get them in here, and we're going to start this series. Also leave a couple of whispers. Oh, alright. Having some problems getting them in the lobby. Yep, so he's having a little bit of a lobby bug. We're trying to invite him and he has to relog for a second there. Just figuring everything out. Demilov, obviously, we don't want him to be subbed out because, quite frankly, Demilov is a very strong root player. Alright, here we go. You know, he got brought up by Root. He's one of the best in the Southeast Asia region. Pardon my French. So Demilov tonight actually will not be participating with Root. He will be participating with VK White. That is a Southeast Asian team, obviously, because that's all that's in this, and we should be good to go in a second. Just kind of trying to kill time here, everyone. So let me know what you guys want to see on this match. Let me know what you guys are thinking for tonight. Who are you rooting for? Obviously we got some X5 fans in the audience with Scarecrow. Exile5 actually is on their last life as well. But we're hopping into game number 1, ladies and gents. So without further ado, and one quick change there, make sure that the right interface is on. Sorry, this was a bit haphazard, but spawning in the top bottom position, it is Demilov. And up here, he is in the true top of the position, right underneath the shark. Safest place to be. It's Exile5's Run Amok. So, Abyssal Reef is one of the newer maps in the map pool, and it's quite an interesting one. There's a few aesthetic features that are obviously in play. Like for example, it's underwater, so if any unit dies, a lot of the time it will float up into the air and be gone from sight straight up to the surface, where it will be picked up by vultures, or whatever a StarCraft equivalent of a vulture is. But so far these guys don't seem too worried by the lack of gravity in this underwater situation, and are going for a spawning pool and a Rax after. So it's going to be a Reaper fast expand, actually skipping the Reaper, so it's the weirdest Reaper fast expand, and a spawning pool first
Game paused.
with a pause. Demilove was having a little bit of issue with his lobby, so this may be going back to that. So yeah, as I said before, this is a best of 5 series. Demilove's having a little bit of issues here. We will not be putting that.
Game resumed.
Okay, so hopefully this is not an issue, too big of an issue, but it looks like it might be. Hey Scarecrow, I see you in the chat. Can you maybe let Blood know, since I know you're sitting right next to her, about this unfortunate chain of events. But yeah, Demi's having a little bit of problems with his internet. That tends to be a problem in this region. I must admit, it's not the best internet in the world. But anyway, back to the game. Exile5's Run Amok is going to go for that faster expand. It's at a pretty standard timing, so it's not really a faster expand. And yes, I do scream a lot like Maynard, so prepare your ears. But behind this, we do see the factory, and with its positioning, there is the big possibility that he will go Hellions behind this. Hellions obviously a nice early game attack versus Zerglings, unless... Actually looking that Demilove is going to be a bit aggressive here, so maybe Hellions will be the right option just for defense. It's getting a few Zerglings, Baneling Nest, so this is looking to be a very aggressive play. Maybe trying to end it quickly just because of the internet connectivity issues, but we do see again that small swarm of lings trying to keep it hidden. Probably going to show these guys here for a moment, and if he could get the cancel off on that CC, it would have been very close, but he's not going to get that. So from here, Run Amok has to identify this. You know, he doesn't have anything on the map, so he can't really get in and see the Baneling Nest, but with speed finishing and this big swell of lings, he's going to have to really rely on his Hellion micro in order to defend against this. So far, just 2 Hellions going to come in, and they will not see the Banelings morphing just yet. But, ooh, okay, so he is actually going to be going for a Hellbat push, and we'll have to see how he adjusts back behind this. He will have to keep those 2 Hellions at home. He now sees a couple more lings coming in, and you got to get those Banelings together. That is very important. You need 5 Banelings to break down this wall, and the wall is broken down almost. Okay, now the wall is broken down, and Run Amok is in a little bit of trouble. He's going to have to focus on his micro heavily here. Units going down so far. SCV's being pulled, and Demi actually has to retreat for now. He cannot sustain this. 3 workers, not really worth it. Shit, and these guys are going to get found out. that did supply Run Amok for a little bit of time here, but this supply depot is going to be finished. And that was a very big commitment from Demelov. He stopped droning for a very long time, and it looks like he may actually have spotted that armory, so he's going to know that this is coming. So with that, Run Amok did lose a lot of power for this push, but we'll have to see. Is he going to go for it? It looks like so far he is going to send those Hellions across the map with the Marines, so he wants to go for it. Behind this, it looks like it's going to be a Banshee timing to try and get some more power on this. We're going to stop for a few Overlords. I don't know if you really want to stop for that just now. It's buying Demi a lot of time. Not a lot of units on this side of the map, though. But that choke point is the big factor. If you can get a few good Baneling hits in that choke, it's going to be game over for this push. Not necessarily the game. Third base going down. Trying to cancel it is these two Lings, but they lost focus for a minute there. They're like ADHD children. They're actually going to get a few SCVs. That's a very nice, small pickoff. Even going to send the Hellions home, or the Marines rather. Instead going to just go for a big Hellion drop, which will get picked off immediately. The Queen's going to force this away for right now. And behind this, Demi has stabilized very well. You know, there's not much coming in terms of pressure. The Banshee can be easily taken care of. I don't know why it followed the rocks instead. But yeah, Queens, with their new expanded state, do very well against it. You just really do need that Spore Crawler. He hasn't thrown down any yet. And here we go. We'll have to see how many drones he's going to get to so far, and the Cloak is going to be there for a long time, as the Overlord was not started. About 4 more seconds before it's going to start to try and cancel the Spire. And that's also a very good scout off, but the Overseer is going to pop out, and this Banshee will be forced away for the moment. Hellions, however, going to come across the map as well and get picked off without much help. So from here, it is a 2-base Muta, mainly because he hasn't had the time or energy to get that 3rd base up just yet. And Run Amok's just really trying to do as much pressure as possible. He doesn't really have enough to doesn't really have too much to worry about on his side of the map. Looks like we are going to have another pause here on accident. Okay, thank you for the information, Scare.
Game paused.
That I really have to change my hotkeys. Oh boy. So just gonna get things taken care of.
Game resumed.
Alright, and we are back. Issue should be taken care of for right now. Hopefully it is, because that was, I believe, the last pause that Demi has. And Rudamuk kind of realizes that this may happen a little bit more, so he just wants to go across that map and end it. And he has a very strong opportunity to do so with this push. Nito's just kind of sitting there for a minute. Demi has to re-coordinate himself. Could have gotten one of those medevacs, which would have been nice. But it's going to be up to Demilov to defend this push. You know, he's ahead in workers, he's ahead in army, but he's not. He's behind in army quite substantially, actually. And Rudamuk is just going to move in here. He's going to bring those Hellbats to the front, make sure that those Banelings can't get a good connection on it. One Hellbat goes down. Nice Baneling hit on those Hellions. They get them all taken out. A few more Banelings are left, but the splits from Rudamuk are just too good, and this base is going to go down. 30 Zerglings on the production tab are going to have to get him back. Banelings morphing, only to die. So this push is not going to be cleaned up, you know? At this point, he's moving his reinforcements across the map. This base is going to die, and I don't know what Demilov can really do from here. He's got to wait on those upgrades before he can really take a fight. But with the Banelings getting taken down, I think this will be it. 28 workers as well have died. And I just don't know what Demilov can do at this point. This push is going to go. Rudamuk takes game number 1. Alright, so we'll be getting the second game of Vaj and Knife. Started right away. Gotta see what map that is. And yeah, I do apologize for these kind of small delays in speaking. They have me doing admin as well, so I gotta make sure that I can find both these players. Let me see if I can find something. Yeah, we will be getting these guys into lobby right about now. I've located both of them, and by that I mean I had them come to me, which is one of the best things about this. You just tell them to talk, and bada bing, bada boom. They're here. Now where is this guy? Alright, so we are in lobby here. Both players are ready. It's ZVZ for this next match. So this should be a very interesting game. And yes, if you guys want to stick around after this, we do have another series, SYF rather, versus of Flames 2. Not one, but 2 Flames. And with that terrible introduction, we're going to hop into game number 2 of this best of 5. It is, these guys are ahead. So, without further ado, representing Exile5, it is Vaj. And his opponent, down here for VK, it is Knife. So overall, it looks like neither player is going to be super aggressive. We have a 14 pool, 15 gas out of Knife, so he's going to be looking to get out on the map relatively early. This is not necessarily for all-ins or anything like that. It could be just to put on some early pressure, force the opponent to make lings, and then you can drone up at home and play a bit more defensive while you get up your next stage of tech, which is usually going to be roaches and Mutalisks. So far is hatch first from Vaj, so he has not really scouted this out, mainly because these guys are like an Asian old driver in the freeway. Never gonna get past them. But yeah, I think Belshir Vestige, one of the older maps in this pool, all the way back from Heart of the Swarm, I believe, unless it was from excuse me. I forgot which word. I forgot which words I was using. I apologize for that. English is only my first language. I should know it by now. But yeah, Knife is going to send a lot of units across the map, and it's starting to look a little bit more like an all-in. Baneling Nest is coming down, so he's going to be putting on a lot of pressure early on. Pool just finishes for Vaj, so he'll have to wait for a second before he can defend this base. Double Queen and Zerglings are the way he's going to do that. Behind this, we'll have to see if he does throw down his own Baneling Nest, which he does. He'll throw down a safety spine as well, but it's going to be very difficult to defend this base. He's going to have to get in there really fast. These two Zerglings gonna pull off a lot of the Zerglings of Knife, so that was actually very nice. Bought him a little bit of time, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to defend this. He still does not have speed even starting. Great hit off of there on that Baneling. And it looks like Knife is just gonna move up the ramp. Forget about that base for right now. These drones are super low as well. If Knife wants to capitalize on that, he has to do it now. A couple of spines do finish, and he's going to back off and just get for the compensation prize of the second hatchery. He's going to back off for a minute there as well. It'd be very embarrassing to lose all your Zerglings to Birdlings. And so far from now, he's going to try and hide for a moment. That'll buy Vaj time to get those Banelings finished. And now it is a battle of connection. Who has less ping? Morphing a lot of Banelings as well is a Knife, so he is going all in with this. He's still only on one base, so this isn't sustainable for too much longer. Okay, that's just schoolyard bullying at its finest right there. And this Vaj is starting to drone up a little bit. You know, he's got 1 or 2 drones on the way. And Knife just is waiting for those reinforcements before he goes in. Small hit there on Vaj's guys. Wasting Banelings, however, that's a big issue. Gotta be careful as well. He doesn't want to lose. Knife doesn't want to lose all these Banelings, but that was a very nice trade for Vaj. That's going to allow him to come down here for a little bit longer and defend this base. Behind this, Knife feels safe enough to expand, so his all-in is done for right now. And now it's Vaj's turn to decide what he wants to do. Looks like he's going to send his Lings across the map, going to try and do a little bit of poking, a little bit of harass. Try to force Knife to make some more Lings. Knife actually going to try and go for a counterattack as well. He wanted to go for the wraparound, but Vaj was in position for that. And I mean, we have stabilized into the mid game. Choice of tech is already on the way for Knife as well. And yeah, from here, both players on very low economy, 21 to 19, both on one base as well. This one hero Baneling wants to win the game for it, and he actually gets a nice connection, takes out a lot of the Banelings, forcing the gas investment when you really want to be getting those roaches up. Gonna go straight for the main base, but backs off for right now. Gonna micro around, make sure he doesn't lose everything to those Banelings. One does go down. A decent connection, it's not the best. And behind us, we still don't see roaches from Knife. There we go. Now he's deciding to make them. He had to buy himself a little bit of time for a minute. And from here, Vaj is going to back off as well. Drone up a little bit and defend. Still no tech choice from him as well. You know, he doesn't really have choice in tech just yet. The fact that he's still on 2 bases is a bit of a problem for that as well. The main base is starting to mine out a bit. But he does have semi-map control at this point, you know. He's staying out on the map, supply blocking, and now going to get his roach roaring. So he's just trying to keep the pressure on Knife's side of the map. That's the best thing to do as a Zerg player. Force defensive units, prevent them from moving across the map. But so far it's not really working. Knife is powering up here with his roach count. And Vaj is going to struggle a little bit to catch up. Keep in mind, however, that Knife is still on a relatively low econ. Vaj has had the pressure going, so he has been able to get that drone count up at home without too much effort. And that's going to really help him out to catch up in this game. Knife making sure that there is no scouting information coming in. And behind this, we have +1 on the way. Roach count is climbing for both players as the lair tech is going up. Not so much for Knife, however, so he's going to be a little bit behind in terms of upgrades, in terms of what he can do. And Ravagers are going to help him out a lot in this game. So behind this Knife is going to look to do a bit of damage, but this wall off is pretty nice. It's going to prevent those Zerglings from getting too much done. So he's going to have to rely on the Roaches in the front to tank a lot of damage. Trying to get a wraparound is Knife. He's going to get a small one so far. Nice hit on that Ravager shot. And this is very powering, but Defender's advantage is clearly in Vodge's favor. His Roaches are coming out. Yeah, the reinforcement Roaches are coming out for the moment. And are going to clean up this push. So that's very nice. That is very, very nice for Vodge. And actually, it's starting to get a little bit dicey, but once again, Defender's advantage. These Roaches are starting to get super low. And it is going to be brought back for the moment. Vodge will defend this pretty easily. No sense in hyping it up when it is just... Ooh, it's actually a bit more of an all-in for Knife. And will he get this? He does not. So now those Roaches from Vodge are going to be a lot heavier hitting. Makes it a lot harder for Knife to get the damage done. Starting to back him up in a corner. Drones have to be pulled. So far, none have gone down. That's the big key here. And I can say it a million times. Defender's advantage. Defender's advantage. It's not going to change anything. Knife does have to back off for the moment. And now it's Vodge's turn. This has been a very scrappy game, I must say. Now, picking off the queens, picking off whatever you can. So those larva counts are going to be low for both players. And Knife, he's doing right by himself. He's trying to make sure that Vodge cannot move out on the map with small run-bys. You know, one thing I would like to see is a Dropper Lord kind of just to get past this wall. He's going to get in here, try and go for the queen immediately. Drones being pulled. That's not that big of a deal. We'll have to see how much damage these guys get done. Not being very indecisive here is Knife, not really paying attention to that. But yeah, Knife is going to scout that third base location. He's not really super safe enough to take his own. Now finally going to be going for that lair tech. So he's going to try and do more damage. Going to try and get the cancel off on that third base. Fusings, he cannot send those in by themselves. That would be Ling suicide, which is illegal in most countries. Vodge is in position for this. He's seen it all. Gonna back this off for right now. He's gotta be careful not to engage too far forward, however, because again, once you get to your opponent's side of the map, you can. It becomes a bit easier to defend against this. Oh no. Oh no. He's doing so well as well. But just a small delay. Not as serial. Not as serial, yeah. It's not as Fruit Loopy as it appears. Just gonna try and frost his flakes right now. Gonna move up this ramp. Has to be careful because there is a good concave for Knife. But great Ravager Bio gonna go off on a couple of those lings. I don't know why I had it brought out. But again, Vodge just has that upgrade advantage, so his Roaches are doing a lot more damage. 2 shots off are going to stop those Spine Crawlers from coming in as well. GG is called. I do not know why that those hotkeys keep reacting, but let me update the score here for a minute. It is currently 2-0 for Exile5. Or is it? Yes, it is. So we're going to get this third game of the series underway. And yeah, it's yep, so it is looking like Paladino Station. I can't really tell because all my information from this match is coming from what's up here. What's up here? Game. Make myself a very special referee because I feel special tonight. And looking for strike. I don't see him just yet, so strike if you're in there in the chat. Yeah, but yeah, match point for Exile5s. They're doing very well from themselves. Getting that early 2-0 lead, which could help them out because they are on the elimination block right now. Trying to see where everything is. I gotta find these players for a second, so I apologize for any quietness. I cannot concentrate on more than two things at once, which is why I am weird. But for the moment, let us find these guys. But I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. So far, it's always a pleasure to come out here to the best American server. Well, not the, pardon me. The best Southeast Asian server. The only Southeast Asian server. English. Not even once. But this is the best server for StarCraft, in my opinion. There are bunch of amazing players upcoming and else and made it, obviously. Also, I do apologize for my small delays here. SOTL is for Exile5, so he's going to be looking to finish it up. It's going to be a ZVT once again, a bit different than the TVZ because it's two separate teams now. And yeah, this should be a very fun game. It looks like there was a small mistake with what they believe the timing is. So he's going to try and get his player up. So yeah, VK is in a tough spot here. They have a lot of players in the chat to substitute if necessary. But, you know, you never want to substitute and get those penalty points. I do not know what they are so far, but overall it's very bad to get penalty points, especially this late in, I believe, the playoffs. But VK will have to get a 3-0 right now in order to win this series. And I mean, I would not mind if they do, you know? Three game all kill comeback. It'd be very, very interesting. So let us see what is going on here. Just taking a look around while we wait on the players. See what's going on the Reddit today. Doesn't look like there's much real news going on. I'm trying to find some news. But GSL just happened the other night, I believe it was yesterday, and it was quite fun to watch. I will not give any spoilers, obviously, because some players don't like it when that happens. And Kestnuts, thank you for the host. We always appreciate it here at the SSAC. Thank you. And thank you to his viewers. Welcome, welcome. We are in the middle of a clan war series. It's 2-0 for Exile5 versus VK White. And right now we are just trying to find the VK White player. So I think while we wait for him, we're going to go on a very short break. There's no commercials, obviously, because, you know, we don't really need commercials. But thank you guys for tuning in so far. I am going to throw it over to some music while we wait. So, again, I'll see you guys in a moment once we get this figured out. Stick around. As soon as I find the music. Then I'll throw you away. Alright. Peace, ladies and gents. Be right back.
But it's nothing new. And my lover's honesty, I can push it back down if I have to. If you want me to, 'cause we can run, and we can. Stars that fall all for you. So tell me now, what's left to lose if we run? If we run. If we run. Forever.
The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Feeling like a dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. I need you to listen, I need you to hear, and don't show any fear. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Alright, enough of that. Enough of the chilled out, awesome tunes. It's time to get back to the whole reason you guys are here. At least I hope it's the reason you guys are here. Otherwise, it's kind of weird that you're listening to a guy just speaking and listening to music all night. But anyway, we are hopping into Balladino Terminal LE for this next matchup, TVZ. On this side, we have Exile5 and VK. Actually, this is Exile5, this is VK. Pardon me. Hotkeys. What are you gonna do? So, without further ado, spawning in the top corner, it is Sa2. Is a knight. And in this corner, he is representing. Well, Sa2 is representing Wally SC2, but down here, he's a Terran player and he's looking to strike. So, this is one of the new maps as well, and it's a crazy one, you know? It's one of those ones where you can cheese, you can play standard, and it doesn't really matter. For Zergs, it's a little bit easier to get in because the Terran has these 2 wall-off locations rather than just 1. So that's why early aggression cheese is a little bit more popular on this map, I feel, for Zerg players. And behind this, it does look like we're not going to see too early of aggression. Instead, going to be going for a hatch first, gas into pool, which is, of course, the biggest repertoire that a Zerg has. We got on the other side of the map the similar similarities with that Reaper fast expand. Gonna expand on the low ground as well, because that's how Terran is. You know, they're so fearless. They want to expand on that low ground every single time. And I mean, behind this, I'm really interested to see who's going to be the aggressor first. For the same reasons that Zerg is powerful on this map, Terran is also powerful because it has them 2 different attack routes that they can use to really split up the Zerg forces. This Reaper is going to head across the map, try and see what he can get done. Granted, he's got to be careful with his micro, but obviously if you can keep that Reaper alive for a long time, you're going to be in a very good position just for the scouting information and all that good jazz. Spawning pool was a little bit late, so these Zerglings aren't going to be out in time to defend against this for the moment, already forcing one Spore Crawler to be made. Spore Crawler, the obvious choice because it is very, very cheap, and even getting Zerglings, very nice micro out of Strike so far, looking to get it back for his team. And so far, he's getting a lot of good damage done with this Reaper. Behind this, we do have a 3cc opening from Strike, so he's going to be playing very aggressive both on the other side of the map and at home economically. What this will allow him to do is get that power up much quicker, as 3 base Mule is super powerful. Behind this, we do see that Hellion with the Tech Lab on the back. I don't see a starport coming down just yet, so he might be going for Banshee. It's a little bit of an older move, but it has its advantages. Reaper gonna scout that 3rd base is there. Has to get out of there, but he will get picked off. Actually, not gonna get picked off. That's very nice play. It looks like Satu did see that those guys were moving out. Not want to lose his lings this early on. He's actually not going to get the scout off on the command center either. That it would be a big tell on what he is able to do for the moment. He just now sees it. Behind this, he also sees that Stim is on the way, so it looks like we're going to be seeing a very powerful timing out of Strike. Supply block as well is going to be a little bit painful for a second, not for that long. Behind this, we do see that Roach Warren going down. So that is obviously for defense. We'll have to see if he decides to use those Roaches offensively later, but Roaches don't scale as well as they used to. Trying to break down those rocks for a separate attack path. But those Creeptubers, that's a very nice pick off. Gotta prevent that creeps from spreading. Behind this, he's a little bit hesitant to go in. That is a very nice choke point where you could get us around. Scan going down. Seeing not a lot. He did get a scout off on that Roach Warren. No, actually has not seen that just yet. Actually, let's try that again. Yeah, has not seen it just yet. But back in home, he's getting very prepared for whatever is to come. Satu kind of realizes that this timing is a big possibility, so he's getting out a lot of units, not really committing too much to droning up, and he has to be careful not to lose too much to those Hellions. Behind this, I do like that he's opening up a second attack path. What that will do a little bit later on is kind of just force Strike to focus his attention elsewhere. You know, he sends that attack across the map, you send a few lings in, kills a lot of workers, and he's back at home. So for the moment, both players just kind of poking and prodding, trying to see what damage they can get done where. Not going to get that creep door just yet. It's barely alive. I think that's even better than losing the lings. Just keeping that alive. And the 3rd base is going to come down here for Strike, so he is almost fully powered up. And that's where Satu has to be a bit careful. He still does not have a 4th base. He's starting to bank a lot of minerals. Does not really have too many larvae just yet, and he doesn't really have a big answer just yet. No, he's behind on army, as you can take a look at by this graph. And as a Zerg player, that's a very, very big deal. So finally going to go up to Lair Tech. It looks like Lings is going to be the choice for him right now because he does have that 4th hatchery macro hatch in his base. And that usually you don't go for that unless you're going to be going for Ling Bane Muta or Ling Bane other unit that Zerg has. For this Reaper, gonna try and get a little bit more damage done. Not gonna get it. And behind this, Satu is actually gonna get pulled apart here a little bit. The drone barbecue has begun. A little bit late reaction. 5 drones gonna go down so far, and that number is starting to rise. Good focus fire. Gonna go for these small clumps. And those Hellions get taken out, but for 9 workers, that was definitely worth it. He's got 1 medevac loaded up as well, so he might be going for a drop behind this push, but he's starting to move out a little bit on the map. He's also powering up at home as Satu goes for that Hive Tech, so he's really trying to go for that technology upgrades, for those late game units. And I mean, Strike has a small window here where he can abuse that fact because he's not really making a lot to save up for this. So he's going to move in here. The Siege Tank is going to be put into position. 10 Banelings morphing. They do not have centrifugal hooks. But behind this we do have small drop going into the main base, going to try and pull Satu apart, which I think he'll be able to do. There's just not a lot here, but great Baneling hits going down as the main base is completely cleared out. These roaches getting taken down. So losing 8 workers for this is Satu. He will clean up this part of the attack, but this drop is still there. Spawning pool gets taken out, and he's going to focus fire. What next? Looks like he's going to go straight for the upgrades, which will be very nice because he's going for his +2 a little bit more delayed than Satu was. So just picking off whatever he can. These Lings not going to be enough to defend against this so far. May even get a queen here if he focus fires, but no, he's going to back off out of there. This guy missed the last medevac home. And looks like it's going to be non-stop aggression from Strike from here on out. He's just built his lead, and he's going to try and end it just with small multi-prong attacks everywhere on the map. He knows what he is doing, and he wants to do it well. So the 3rd base is going to get cleaned up, but the 4th base is still going strong. Siege Tank is in position to do this. Just trying to wait for Ultralisks, heck up to them very, very quickly, but it's just not enough. This base is going to go down, and at this point, it's starting to look like Satu is in a world of hurt. Satu just held his minerals for a little bit too long. It's not investment banking. You don't hold them for a long time hoping they increase in value. It's more like buy, spend as much as possible in order to get the most on your return. Good Baneling hits are going to clean up this push as well, but back at home, army number 2 is going to come with drops into the main base location, and this small drop is also going to just clearing up creep, making the next push that much more powerful. Bit more. So confident that he just has his medevacs in the front. That's a lot. Oh god, this is a lot of Ultralisks actually. But Ultras are not the 1A unit that they used to be. No, they used to be, you just get them and get Katniss planning and all of a sudden you are a god. That is not really the case anymore. All it takes is a few good splits and they melt like butter. Grandma Butterworth. Now I really want pancakes. Too late for pancakes though. Small drop's gonna just try and delay the drones from coming out, and I mean, Satu spent a lot on these guys. He doesn't really have the economy to keep up this kind of production. Gonna get one meta back for his triples, however. Ultralisk Cavern does not fall. But Strike just getting whatever damage he can get done wherever he can. Not really being too forward aggressive. Behind this, army number 4. At this point, you gotta pretty much just play ring around the Ultralisks, but there's no prize. Your prize is your life. So I mean, Strike still has a lot of damage going across the map. That's a lot of Ultralisks, but they melt. There is no chitinous plating, and you know, he's just focusing all his minerals onto him. It's almost like he doesn't really know what he's supposed to be making. A lot of infestors, however, is going to help out for this very bio-heavy build that Strike is doing. Ultralisks are in position so that they won't really get too much damage done with these. But I mean, those Ultralisks are not on the front lines anymore. Oh gosh. Bring around the Liberator ring now. These Ultras gonna fight right into Liberator ring and get absolutely melted. Drop's gonna come in here, pick off the hive, send a few infestors back. Actually, all of his infestors. One picked off for free. The third base goes down, and I think Strike has done it for this game. Spire transition just a little bit too late. Splits are way too good. And there's just not much here for Satu. It is double the army supply. And it does not look like there's going to be much response at this time, even feeling confident enough to just pick up and drop the map. He just do whatever he wants at this point. Even Satu realizes that he wants to go across and kind of counteract this army, but then he has to come home and defend. His tech structures all go down, and he can't replace them. At this point, he spent way too much on Ultralisks. Even these run by Ultralisks getting picked off, and Strike takes first blood for VK White. So, the start of a comeback or just a fluke in Exile5's defense? We'll have to see in this next game. As we have our next players, Peppy. That's going to be a very fun one to watch. As Peppy, an amazing player, and it looks like he's going to be playing under Pepsi. We'll have to see if he goes Pepsi up on that one. But let me update the score for you guys a little bit. Looks like Proxima Station will be our next map. SYF has finished up as well. So after this series, we will take a 2-minute break and then go straight into that one. Let us get these players in here. Gotta find Revenant. Gotta leave some of these chats. But we are in the lobby. And yeah, Revenant is gonna have to force the ace match for his team. Proxima Station, which is again one of the new maps, as we have a absolute large amount of them, with just a few of the obvious old ones back. But we are gonna hop into this game right about now. So, spawning in the top position, it is gonna be Exile5's Pepsi, also known as Peppy. And his opponent in the bottom, it is VK White's Escanor the Revenant. So ZVZ to force the ace match, I think that is a very smart option. Peppy is a very good ZVZ player. If you have had the pleasure to watch him play, he's got very good control on his units, as does Revenant. Revenant, up and coming player as well in this region. And I'm very excited to see who comes out on top in this series, as both players decide to go for a hatch before gas, and Revenant even just skipping the gas for the moment, going straight for that spawning pool. Pardon me one moment. Sorry about that. So once again, we see pretty standard builds out of both players, neither side looking to be too aggressive early on, as they get the later stages of the spawning pool timings. And it does finish up. But the good thing about this game is it's not just mirror build after mirror build. You know, it's differing builds. And I really like that. Revenant, again, just sticking with that no gas strategy. We'll have to see if that pulls off for him, because obviously spawning pool gas is a lot more powerful than just spawning pool. But I guess what this means is he does want to be a little bit more defensive for the moment, because obviously you can't move across the map with just slow links. And we do see a Peppy just in a few scouting links across the map, but a tangle with these guys. They're just like, nope, non-violent approach. Just want to go do their job, go home. But yep, this is Escanor's plan. He went for that faster Roach Warren. Gonna go for upgrades as well, so he should be dropping his gas anytime now. I'm gonna be going for a very powerful push. Behind this, Peppy hasn't really responded just yet, you know? He's starting to bank a lot of minerals, so it's now he's going to start a bit of a wall off. We'll have to see if he decides to go for that Roach Warren, or if he decides to try and risk it, go for Lair Tech. Both are a possibility, but obviously the Roaches are the safer option. But neither player really committing to army units at the moment. They're just powering up, getting those drone counts nice and high. Third base for Peppy going down at roughly the same time as a Revenant. So once again, they're trying their best to play a bit defensive with those walls. But Revenant going a lot harder on the drone count. He is committing all of his larvae to drones. And at this point, it's starting to pay off. If you can see the worker supply, it's actually not starting to pay off, as both sides can drone up just as heavily. Both players going for that Lair Tech now. Actually, Revenant already had it up. Peppy, not so much. fact gonna go for a macro hatch, so I'm interested to see where he's gonna go with this. He's still only on 3 gas, so roaches are gonna be the choice, obviously. But we do have 4 gases out for Revenant, so if he wanted to, he could actually switch to Mutatech, which would be a very nice play. He's focusing heavily on roaches, so it wouldn't be a heavy switch. Basically, what you would do is you would get about 5 to 8, force a defense at home with a bunch of queens, and then just flood roaches. Looks like Scarecrow is getting in trouble in chat, and that just tickles me pink. But Peppy does have good map presence at this time. He's got a good scout off on what's going on. Revenant has a similar scout off, seeing that the lair is very late, I must say, for Peppy. But so far, neither player deciding to be aggressive. Is he gonna do it? He did it. I was wondering if he was gonna do that for a while there. It was pretty much just a Mexican standoff with non-attacking unit and something that can't shoot up once every 10 seconds or so. That'd be the weirdest Mexican standoff ever. But behind this, Revenant, with his safety net, is going to throw up that infestation pit. Doesn't have that huge of a roach count just yet, but he's just now going to be getting that up. With those +1 upgrades, that's going to help him out quite heavily if Peppy does decide to attack in here. So far, just kind of positioning. Even just trying to get rid of that. But Peppy gonna move in here. Can't lose those roaches, or Zerglings rather. He needs them for the surround. Hooks down that roach warren so that the reinforcements can't come in. 9 more roaches on the way, so defender's advantage is going to be very, very strong here. Well, gets off a full surround, and those biles are just doing massive amounts of work. Revenant's army just melted at this, even trying to morph a few roach ravagers to save this. Peppy gonna back off for the moment, but that's just so the next swell of units can make it across. Gonna go for that full wall off, but that's gonna get taken out immediately. Nice cancel. But the ravager count is very strong. Making sure the retreat cannot happen. Both players, however, are floating a lot of minerals. Just don't really have the larva to spend it. See, no larva. Even getting a lot of cancels off on roaches. Very nice play out of Peppy there. And I just don't know what Revenant can really do at this point. 19 drones going down, and I think Peppy has closed it out for Exile5. Gonna be pushed back for a second here, but the next swell of wings is coming in. I'll be backed off for a second here, but once again, the biggest swell of wings you ever done seen. Third base coming down. The second Evo chamber. That's just like, okay, nice. Have that. Lings all over the place. Gonna get another queen. Keep that larva count nice and low. And I think Peppy's done it. At this point, he's pretty much playing with his food. I don't think he probably thinks that he can't really get the finishing blow just yet. Instead, going to be going for that 4th base. And Revenant knows that he's in a world of hurt. I almost thought that was Peppy's for a second there. Same color. Goodbye. Yeah, Revenant knows he's in a world of hurt, so he's going to move across the map and try and get something done. Tries to take a fight a little bit too early, however. Keep in mind, he does have that +2 attack. Oh, nice hit. But yeah, Peppy able to deflect the blow relatively easily. No point in pretending like that was going to do damage. And behind this, he can just swell Lings and move across the map. Defender's advantage is still very strong, but this is one of the largest maps in the pool in terms of getting your units across the map. So that's where the defender's advantage obviously takes a big factor. Morphing a lot of Ravagers for this next push. It will be done in time for this fight. Peppy being very cautious about moving up into that ramp. Get a free pick off right there. Yeah, Revenant gonna move across. Get a nice piles off on those Ravagers, but does not kill them. That was his biggest mistake. And looks like Peppy is gonna move in here, try and finish out this game once again. He feels so confident. That +2 attack is not going to come in, and Peppy actually has to back off for the moment. So this game is actually very, very seesawy. Run by. Gonna try and get a few more drones. There are a few roaches in position, however, to defend. But actually, Revenant pulling all his units back to try and kill off these lings. That's gonna prevent him from being in a concave. Getting off a creep tumor there. That's nice. Yeah, at this point the game has stabilized into full-on roach war. I don't think either player has roach speed, so these are just so slow. Peppy accidentally rallying his overlords across the map as well. That would have been huge if he had gotten those picked off. Okay, they're just pretending that they're orange. They're thinking, okay, everyone, think orange thoughts. But while they do that, the hunt is on. For Revenant, gonna pick them all off as he's able to. Getting scouting information is nice as well. Yeah, it looks like the attacks are now centered on the center of the map. That's really frightening area for some of these players, because obviously there are a lot of different ways that you can move around, break down these rocks. You can move in here. Peppy once again coming in. Yeah, there's a lot of flanks that you can abuse. Revenant actually going to push this back, and Peppy is paying for that, paying for those flanks. Even bringing a few roaches away, trying to get some drones. Peppy's still in a really nice position, however. You know, he's got that 60 drone count. He's ahead by 20 in that regard. And with the defender's advantage, he's not really going to be worrying too much in terms of what's going on. He's been very good about getting his injects taken care of, and he's almost maxed out once again. Behind this, he's going to be going up to Hive Tech as well, so all he has to do here is defend. But that's going to be a bit hard. Revenant does have 2-2, so you're going to need a lot of roaches to defend. And taking a few bile hits right there is not something you want to be doing right now. Revenant going to come in here, try and end the game right now, but he also has to back off at the moment. Besides, no, but those roaches are starting to get very low on health. So far, the battle is going heavily in Revenant's favor. Once again, 23 roaches is going to be the answer to this. I think overall that may be enough, but he has to transfuse that. Oh no, that was a big pickoff. So yeah, Revenant going from behind to being ahead in this game. In terms of the army, those upgrades just helping him along so well. This game is not over just yet by any stretch of the imagination. Peppy did get a lot of roaches out before that roach one went down, and it's already back up. Behind this, though, at fourth base, not really that saturated, so the income is not there, but Peppy is out of position. So Revenant can get a good concave on the ramp. Gonna move in here with +2 attack, still waiting on +2 carapace. And this is just a micro battle for the ages. Both players taking heavy damage as they move on back, missing that spine crawler as well. Now all the pressure is on Pepe's side of the map. He has nothing but roaches as infestors are being brought into the mix. Which will help out a lot during these engagements, limiting the micro potential. But I mean, Revenant is still playing a bit passive. He's being very, very careful not to overextend, even just spurring his units. But all of this is buying time for Pepe to get that +2 attack up, or carapace up rather. So the concave is in. Fungals going down, not really hitting too much, but the bios are good. But actually, Revenant starting to take heavy damages here. Fungals are gone. And this is a scrappy fight if I've ever seen one. Pepe with that +2, evening up the fight. And again, it's going to come down to defender's advantage. We do have a Spire on the way as well. No resources to use it with. But that's not too big of an issue, as he does have a very nice drone count. I'm trying to pick off all these overlords around the place. But I do like this move. He's got to do something. He knows it. To get back fully in this game. But yeah, this is very risky as well with Mutalisks, because you do go up, you do run the risk of being overwhelmed by roaches. This has not been scouted just yet for Revenant, I do not believe. I don't know where the Spire is. But yeah, both players backing off for the moment. What will Revenant's response to this be? He's got the queens, he's got the infestors. I don't think he'll take too much damage from this, but the question is, how heavy will Pepe go into this? Looks like he's actually going to be going for a big push. All those burrowed units trying to catch him in a trap, but it's just not going to work like that. Splits are good, so those fungals won't do too much, but on the retreat is Pepe. He's doing a lot of little pokes on this army, which is not going to mean too much. These guys are +2. But I mean, behind this, I think Revenant is come far, far ahead in this game. In fact, he's going to look to end it right about now. So we have a full-on base trade, it looks like, with Revenant. Going to move back, instead going to cancel the base trade. Picks off a lot of Pepe's queens. So I think this may have been forced into match point. This army gets away. So actually it's not done yet. Every time I think this game is over, the other player starts to come back. So I will stop calling the game before it is done, as these Mutalisks starting to do a little bit of work here on these units once again. But the army is very, very segmented off for Pepe. He has to be careful. There's no anti-air for Revenant as well. It's not really going to matter too much for him. Gotta get a fungal off. Nice fungal so far, with the biles finishing it off. Hitting himself a little bit. But the question is, do you really want to waste those fungals on unit? On small amount of mutas, and even just try to pick off Revenant's army little by little this round is no good. So Pepe in a bit of trouble here. He has to back off once again. VK is just sending out their best in these last couple of games, and this is an epic game. This is nice. Nice little run bys here and there from Pepe, trying to keep a sort of economic lead. And actually, that did a lot of damage to the worker count. If we take a look at this, losing 24 workers, just to run bys all over the place. So Revenant will struggle a bit in the later stages without expansions. Oh, pardon me. Now he just slows down. I mean, that's Revenant's real thing here. He has to slow down the game at his pace. Pepe has been very, very aggressive, forcing things on the other side of the map, but both players starting to lose their big sources of income. As you can see, Revenant is just getting slaughtered in that regard. But it is double the army supply right now. So if he wants to get something done, he's got to do it soon. .tm. Picking off reinforcements is these Milisks, spare Hydralisks here and there. And I mean, this is how Pepe comes back to win this game. He forces Revenant to stay at home and defend. It's a few of those Milisks for free. That's very nice. And Pepe is going to make a move of his own. He's going to be going for those lurkers. Lurkers obviously do so much damage, especially when they're +2. Little run-bys here and there. Gonna get picked off. Yeah, Pepe is doing very well to keep Revenant at home, forcing the engagements on his term. But now Revenant is gonna send some run-bys of his own, as the supply is just so low. Poor Pepe, I don't know how he is surviving in this game, but it can pretty much just be summed up to Revenant not moving across the map and ending this game. The Hydralisks, though, are going to prevent the Mutalisks from getting those free pickoffs like they used to. And again, there's just not much to defend. He's got to wait for that Hydralisk stand, but he doesn't really have the money for Hydralisks. Hatchery goes down. And these Mutas are pretty much all that's left. This hatch goes down, and I think Revenant has finally done it. He came back from behind in the early game. GG is called. That will bring it to the ace match as it is now 2-2. So that is going to be interesting to see which player each person picks. We'll see what they want to do in terms of that, if they want to give them some time. But it's also going to be a very large map for the ace match. It's going to be Cactus Valley. So let me see what these guys want to do. And yeah, so why don't you guys say in the chat, who do you think the ace for each player is going to be? Very interested to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Just got the files for series number 2. Just gonna communicate with the players here for a minute. We're going to take a quick 2-minute break while we let these guys decide who their players are going to be. Thank you guys for tuning in so far, and we'll be right back with the ace match. Stick around. See you in a sec. Yes. Hi. Hi.
I could swear it's been 700 degrees in here since you came in. I could swear that this room has been running out of air, and now it's starting to spin. You make me feel kinda bad, kinda good, kinda everything, yet it doesn't feel like it should. You make me feel kinda wrong, kinda right, kinda anything, and I would change it if I could. I could swear that I'm fainting, I think I'm losing my sight, I swear I'm hitting the floor. I could swear that my stomach just sunk a meter, I'll be dead if I take any more. You make me feel kinda bad, kinda good, kinda everything, yet it doesn't feel like it should. You make me feel kinda wrong, kinda right, kinda anything, and I would change it if I could.
When you're alone, life can be a little rough. It makes you feel like you're 3 foot tall. When it's just you, well, times can be tough. When there's no one there to catch your fall. 3 foot tall. Like you're 3 foot tall. 3 foot tall. When there's no one there to
Stress out, waking up, it's time to get it. Ain't no room for the haters, ain't got time for jealousy. I'm too focused on the music, the money, and where I'm headed. If it rain on my parade, I'ma get an umbrella. Fuck all they damn opinions. Never really been the one to listen. Ain't no one else in the world on my vision. Still I want the distance and stay driven. Gotta go for it, do or die. I can't slow down, I feel too alive. I'ma chase my dreams, fuck the suicide. If you walked in my shoes, you would lose your mind. Got the blood of a champion in my veins. I ain't following nobody, I'm in my own lane. Live a day in my life, come and feel my pain. I'm balling out like LeBron and Dwayne in overtime. All my life, time to turn it up into overdrive. Gotta live your life with an open mind. Blood, sweat, and tears got me so alive. Pull up with a bad one in a passer. Jerk side with an ass, got a fat one. Used to never get money or hoes back then. Now I get both whenever I get a chance to. Wait to focus on the money, turn a vision to it. Embrace the struggle and you gonna get through it. Never give up, boy, you gotta keep moving. Don't worry about me or what I'm doing. If anyone listening got a dream, better go for it. If you think about giving up, better hold on. I've been on my grind, hustling for so long. Pull up, good vibes, someone roll one.
When you're alone, life can be a little rough. It makes you feel like you're 3 foot tall. When it's just you, well, times can be tough. When there's no one there to catch your fall. 3 foot tall. Like you're 3 foot tall. 3 foot tall.
Waking up with the same room routine. Hoping and praying for sunshine. A plan that don't work out as A through Z. Looking at rappers, it's lunchtime. Sick of the drugs and the groupies. Hustling, homeboy, it's crunch time. Praying to God he don't lose me. Shout to my family one time. Putting my thoughts on a loose sleeve. On the Bruce Lee of this rap shit. Sometimes this life will get lonely and cold, so go make sure that you bring a jacket. Putting my heart and my soul in this music. I can't wait too far to turn back, bitch. People all told me that I wouldn't make it. Now they the ones saying congrats, kid. Used to keep money that I made from hustling right there up under my mattress. Now I ain't tripping, don't worry about slipping. I got an accountant for that shit. Stood on my own 2 feet, nothing was handed to me. Every day I would practice. Struggling every day, trying to find myself in this world that's full of madness. Stressed out, working hard, going through some shit, put my trust in God. Everybody telling me that I should stop, but my middle finger's up, screaming fuck them all. Every single day in my life, I'm putting up a fight, trying to figure my rights from wrong. Hella shit on my mind, no time for the bullshit, boy, I gotta work hard.
When you're alone, life can be a little rough. It makes you feel like you're 3 foot tall. When it's just you, well, times can be tough. When there's no one there to catch your fall. 3 foot tall. Like you're 3 foot tall. 3 foot tall. Catch your fall. When you're alone, life can be a little rough. It makes you feel like you're 3 foot tall. When it's just you, well, times can be tough.
I can't believe the night lay waste to all we'd given. But honestly, you've gotta know that this ain't living. But we could run from Elysium and let it burn, let it burn. You've gotta know that nothing lasts forever. I can't believe myself. I never thought that this would be our end, but it's nothing new.
Well, I mean, he's right. It is nothing new. We're hopping into game number 5, Ace Match Extraordinaire. Between these two players, if you guys did not guess who the aces were, spawning up here in the top corner of Cactus Valley, it is Exile5's Peppy. And his opponent down here in the bottom right corner, it is representing VK White, Demilove. So it is another ZVZ to finish off our brilliant day of StarCraft for these two teams. 2-2 is the score. And both players are going to be doing very similar builds. And yes, it was going to secretly be Pig, but he declined at the last moment. You know, he has much better things to do. Like be the new Day 9, you know, that's a big job, and he's doing it quite well. So, props to Pig. He's the awesomest. Miss you, Pig. Come back, please. But anyway, we do see, again, standard builds out of both. Spawning pool into... spawning pool in the hatchery. So we are going to be seeing both players battling it out. And this is for everything. And yeah, this is pretty much everything. Yeah, this is about the time when the game will start for you guys, so hopefully you got your picks in. If you did not select these two guys, then obviously you didn't select them. I don't know where I was going with that. I was trying to make a pun or something, but for the first time ever, I was not able to. But we do see both players finally gonna get scout off, see where their opponents are. Peppy is going to get the first one. Actually, it's going to be about similar timing. We have a very fast Baneling Nest out of Demilove. So he's the one going to be the one looking to be the aggressor on this side of the map. And really, what that's going to do for Peppy is it's going to force him to defend for a few minutes before he can get his counts up, in order to push the pressure back on the other side of the map. Still hasn't thrown down his own spawning pool yet, so he doesn't really have any tech other than speedlings. But he just wait. Okay, I'm colorblind, by the way, like legit. So I forgot which player was which. But Baneliness did go down for a while. Good scout off here by Demilove. He's going to see everything. And Peppy just trying to get a few drones across the map. Gets one for his efforts, which in this stage of the game is pretty nice. Demi going to drone up behind this, get a few defensive banelings, so that was a defensive nest actually. And behind this, we do see Peppy going to be moving across the map, trying to get a lot of damage done. He's going to do a barrel roll, just like he used to in the old days. And try and get some damage done. You know, the banelings are nice. It's going to force a lot of micro out of Demilove in order to get anything done. But this is definitely not to kill him. You know, you can't really do that with such low amounts of units. Beautiful baneling hit as well is just going to put a pin on this for right now. But it is going to force Demilove to stay on 2 bases for a little bit longer than he would like to. And you know what happens when you force a Zerg to stay on 2 bases? You get mutas in your main. So with that, the tech choice has been chosen, and Peppy is going to commit a little bit more heavily to these lings, even going for that +1 so that they don't get one shot by banelings. And he's just pumping a lot. He's stopped drone production for quite a long time. Starting to fall behind in that regard, so I swear if that kills this queen, I will uninstall StarCraft. And I'm not going to uninstall StarCraft. But behind this, not much at home to defend with just yet. He's going to have to focus on those banelings. But this +1 is going to be very nice for this attack. Fire is just about to complete as well. And even just picking off these rocks, he really, really wants to open up all possibilities for attack. This guy's just like, hey guys, can I be a Zergling? Just like, no, go away. This is Zergling stuff. You wouldn't understand. I do remember that there used to be a clan called Scantavide, and they always put something in for the Fun Day Monday stuff. It was always a lot of fun to watch them do that. Run by gonna get picked off here before it even gets started. That's kind of just forcing the Lings to come home, making sure that they're not going to be doing anything on the other side of the map. Buys them a little bit of time, but the mutas have been revealed. So what's Peppy's response going to be? So far, he's just throwing down his own lair. He's getting a Spore Crawler in every single base, eventually. And he can still do a lot of damage with these Lings. These are +1 Lings. They don't die as quickly as you would like to Mutalisks. But they are forcing the Mutalisks to stay back home, so that's his response. Keep the pressure on Demi's side of the map. Good micro so far, Peppy not wanting to lose these Lings to just this miss rally. And the Mutas staying at home to defend. You know, that means he's not really getting that much out of them. He's going to commit heavily more... pardon me, English is terrible language. Never use it. But Zerg Flyer attack is going to be on the way, so he's going to commit a little bit more heavily to Mutalisks. We'll have to see how heavily, of course. And I mean, from here, looks like Peppy is just going to say, to heck with roaches, to heck with mutas. Just going to go for that infestation pit, maybe go up to Hive Tech. Even going to go for Burrow as well, so he's just looking to be a bit annoying with some infestors. Obviously, infestors did get that new ability, which allows them to cast while burrowed, which is perfect for when these mutas have to bunch up and really forces Demi to be paying attention to them, which obviously he can't do if Peppy's going to be as aggressive as I believe he's going to be. Oh no! Beautiful hits off. Not going to be enough to win this fight for him, but it's going to force the mutas to come home to kind of defend. And Peppy not really getting not a lot done with these run-bys other than keeping those Mutalisks at home. And I think that's really what he's trying to do with them. He's not being very aggressive in trying to go in. Even just hiding these Lings for when the Mutalisks are out of position. Zerg missile attacks is on the way, so I'm interested to see what his next course of action is going to be. Still doesn't have that many tech structures down other than the infestation pit and going up to Hive. That is a lot of queens. These mutas can't really engage too simply, but the Lings underneath doing a lot of work now that Peppy has been forced home. Actually going to clean up all the queens. Demi is starting to run away with this game a little bit. The infestors completely out of position. I don't even know where they are. That's not an infestor, but you know, you get the point. The upgrades are very nice though for Peppy, and they are helping him a lot in the fight. The Lings get cleaned up underneath. The mutas though cleaned up so many queens. That was so bad. So far, Demi is going to be able to defend his advantage again, very strong. He's going to get some more Mutalisks with +1. Not really using them for too much else other than defense. That's what I was saying about burrowed Lings. And just unburrow them soon. But it does look like we're going to be staying on Ling Tech for a while with that adrenal gland, so Peppy looking to do so good. Look, pardon me. I had like 3 separate thoughts going on at that time. But the mutas at this point are starting to snowball, and there's not much other than the infestors to deal with them. So he's going to have to really rely on those money fungals to do so. There is no detection, however, for Demi just yet. He's just now getting some overseers. And he has to decide where his angle of attack is going to be as he expands himself. Keep in mind, Adrenal Glands is halfway done, which is powerful because it increases the attack speed with +3 included. He does not have that just yet, but he will soon. It just makes Zlings one of the most powerful starting units in the game. Baneling run by gonna come in. One Baneling to force the pickup. I wish he would have been able to get those in faster. He's just kind of detonate them accidentally. But behind us, the game has stabilized. Hive Tech coming on the way for Demi. Hive Tech already been here for quite a bit. Or Peppy. Behind this, you know, there's not much else to say. Parasitic Bombs would be nice with a bit of fungal overgrowth. It's going to really force Demi to be the aggressor in terms of splits. Run-bys just not doing enough for Peppy. He's throwing away so many units. Take a look at the units lost tab. He's already thrown away 119 on these small run-bys. But he is forcing Demi to kind of just move around the map, but there's enough creep spread where it's not going to matter too much. Even burrowing them so they don't get caught out of position. Troll that's never going to end. Yeah, neither side being aggressive just yet. Demi, they go for a Ling run by, but the Fungals shut this down before it even begins. 3 drones going down, that's not really too important. Peppy's drone count is still very, very healthy, even getting a couple more. So that he doesn't fall behind too regards in terms of income. Which, by the way, if we take a look at, is still in Demi's favor, but just barely. Ghosts once again not really able to get anything done, as the micro from Peppy and the scouting information just too good. As the music ramps up, however, we may start to see something happen. Oh no, the Mutas actually didn't catch wind of that just yet. We'll pick that off. That's a nice pick off. Both players, I think both players are looking to do a big maxed out push as we have more Ultralisks on the way for both sides. Chitinous plating is done, but Demi has the upgrade lead. And that's going to be very, very important when coming into this. 6 Lings going down, Banelings. Nice hits, sorry I missed that. Just too much going on. But the Mutas on defense. So much defense. I'm probably gonna get taken out by the spawning Ultralisks. Just gonna go for the main base. And keep in mind, they do not have Adrenal Glands just yet. We're gonna go straight for the tech structure. Getting that will be pretty nice. But both sides do have enough to rejuvenate. And he's going to come in, get a lot of workers. So Demi is starting to take small advantages. Just so many small leads in this game. Even Peppy has to wait for his queens before making this push. Oh no, no, no. He's just buying so much time. Mutas gonna go off, cancel that 5th base location. The attack has begun, but the concave is too good. You can't attack into that choke. Mutas gonna get that no cancel going off. Now I believe he feels comfortable enough to just come in here and just dive on top of everything. As Peppy once again is just kind of a little bit unresponsive at the front lines. But the Ultralisk attack is nigh. Infested Terrans coming down all over this. Demi actually starting to get cleaned up. The transfuses are very good for Peppy. Infested Terrans do good damage as well. Will this push be enough? It does look like Demilove is starting to take the better engagement in this fight. It's a nail-biting series, however. Molchesk's on the side, and Demi actually pushed back. It's so close, I can't even tell who won that fight. But just this big swallowing is going to try and get the wraparound on the Ultras. She can't really kill him fast enough. However, Peppy just doing so much work on the inside of the map. I think he's done enough to warrant going home and retreating for the moment. Parasitic Bomb going down, doing a lot of damage. Peppy is actually looking strong here. It looks so good for Demilove for so long, but the upgrades, I guess they didn't mean as much with the Ultralisks. Split on the Mutalisks, just gonna poke down on these guys as well. Six Infestors is gonna be the next stage of attack, but both players' economies have just been ravaged. That's not economies. Oh, I should probably stop pushing buttons before I break something. But let's take a look at the income instead. How about that? Looks like Peppy still has a lead in income, but these Mutalisks have pretty much free range for the moment. Back to buttons. They're not working. So Demi is now going to be able to contain Peppy for quite a long time. He has the upgrade advantage, and it's about to be even larger with that +3 finishing up. Peppy just not on his game with the upgrades, and it's starting to cost him a little bit. Ultralisks run by, that is the best kind of run by. He does have to retreat now. I think 11 workers is nice, but he's going to go straight for this hatchery. One queen will transfuse, but Demi kind of figured out what's going on, and he's not going to get it. It's a very expensive run by that just did not get the dividends. And you can kind of tell Peppy's starting to be a bit broke. Take a look at the larva. Got the larva, but you have no way to spend it. It's usually the opposite's true, but not in this case. Even just throwing away some lings. Don't want to have to do that. Get a few infestors for free. All these meals come in. You get all these overseers. Can't really afford to pick those off, but nice fungals. Gonna get a big majority of these mules, but starting to run out of energy. These infestors, and they're all gonna get picked off. I think Demilove has almost done it at this point. Obviously, it's still anyone's game. A big remax of Hydralisks and Ultralisks. Yes, again, just have free reign right now. If he wanted to, he could probably just dive on top of these. He pretty much can do whatever he wants at this point, can Demilove. Yeah, Peppy will probably have to do a barrel roll to get back into this game. He's on one mining base. They're starting to run low on gas as well. So each remax is going to be less and less tech-heavy units, instead just going to be lings, which obviously Demi will love, because look at this. Eats them for breakfast, and GG is called. Demilove wins the series for his team. So that's going to do it for this series. Oh. VK White takes it 3-2. We're going to take a small 5-minute break while I get some water, make sure that I can get through the next series, download the games, put the replays up. And once I get that all set up in 5 minutes, we will be right back. So thank you guys for tuning in so far. We will see you in a moment while I get the next series underway. Thank you for tuning in so far. See you in a sec.
So let me catch you. So let me catch you slipping by. Why do I get myself? Why do I get myself caught up in the
Hello? You can hear me, right? Oh dear. Sure. Yeah, boy.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. So what's going to be happening right now is a bit different. We're going to be casting these games from replay rather than live, and with me right now is a guest caster for the second series. Say hello to Hot Big Tip.
G'day everybody, how you going?
Yep. So we are going to be getting into these matches as soon as it lets me. Oh, wrong button. But we will be casting them in order. It's SYF versus Team Flame number 2. So we're just gonna hop right into it for the moment. Hot Big Tig, you got anything to say before these games starts out?
Not really, mate. Just Mighty Kiwi is a baller, so I'm pretty hyped for this one.
Well, if that's the case, then let's not dilly-dally any longer. Spawning down here in the bottom position, representing SYF, it's your buddy Mighty Kiwi.
And in the top left, playing in the red, we have Flames' Kawaii.
We'll have to see if he does something cute to live up to that name.
I'm sure he's very cute in real life. I have no doubt.
Oh, I don't doubt it. He's probably like the best looking at his school, and he went to Japan, and the reason he got his nickname is because everybody just started looking at him and yelled "Kawaii!" And
Yeah, all those schoolgirls.
now he has a fan club there. But so far we do see that he's going to be going for what looks to be a Reaper Fast Expand. On the other side of the map, Kiwi going to respond with a hatch first of his own. Going to get that economy nice and roaring for himself. What do you think is going to happen in this game? What's your prediction?
Anything can happen, really. We're looking at a pretty completely standard game so far. It's still pretty early to call anything, so I'm reluctant to oblige you on that one.
That's alright. Like you said, TVZ is one of the matchups where you cannot call anything. Although we try and pretend like we do. That's kind of our job, to pretend like we know what we're doing. But it's we don't. Like nobody ever does with this matchup.
I'm just gonna come clean and admit that I don't know how to play or read this game.
Oh, for real? Oh, that's
Yeah, completely.
That's alright.
Well, he's throwing out a factory. It's probably gonna start his reactor on the barracks straight after that Reaper, but you never know. There it is.
Yeah, he's looking to be pretty standard here. Gonna throw down that wall, finish it up nice and tight, making sure that he does not die to any kind of early pressure. Which it doesn't look like there's gonna be from Mighty. He's just gonna get those 4 lings for defense. This guy's gonna come in. He's gonna get taken out if he's not careful. Gotta make sure that he fights off. Getting 2 lings already is very nice for him, though. Foreshadowing.
Oh god, he's taking a fair bit of damage on that Reaper. Just one more hit would have finished him off, but he runs away for now. He's gonna start hitting his combat drugs in the corner down there. Get himself healed up.
Indeed he is.
And wow, we have Hellions in the way.
Oh no. I think I know what this is. If we see an armory within the next few minutes, this is definitely gonna be a Hellbat timing, which is again pretty popular on this map in terms of TVZ. Well, in terms of any matchup, I see Hellbat pushes all the time. But I mean, I'm lower level, so. Oh. But we
which race do you mean?
I'm T as well.
Okay.
But
We'll have a bit more insight.
So what? You dropped
We'll have
out.
a bit more insight.
Okay.
I'm the Zerg, you the Terran.
Okay, so we're rooting on for the opposite sides.
Pretty much. Oh, and yo, you were right, dude. You were right. It's gonna be an armory.
Yep, definitely gonna power up here. Gonna try and get a few queens, open up that wall before it comes to pass. May actually get a few queens if he's not careful, but he does not want to lose those Hellions this early on. So far, just with losing the ones that he has, it's made this push so much less powerful.
Yeah, Money did a really good job cleaning that up. Now this Hellbat timing's not going to do too much.
It's now less of a timing than Hellbat harass if he's not careful. In fact, it's actually gotten shut down all the way. So, behind this, what does this mean for Kawaii? Obviously, now he has to stay back and be defensive. He's forced to make a few more Hellions than he has been. And still, we don't know what tech choice he's going on because he's still stuck on 111. Really, you won't know what a Terran player is deciding to do until he gets that pardon me, English is sucky, but second and third rack / factory. But it is going to be stim, so it will be bio out of him for right now.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure what Mighty Q is going to take into. I would imagine it would be Spire, but you never know.
Yeah, and I mean, so far Kawai's having a lot of issues trying to shut that down if it is Spire, which, I mean, it's starting to look like it is just because there's not much in the way of tech, and the fact that he stayed on Ling so long does say that he's trying to trying to save some gas up for Mutas.
Yeah, he started as 1-1, he's getting his creep spread going on, so I would expect to see a Spire any moment now, but it's not being dropped. Oh, there we go. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. He has a Spire.
Yep, you called it. On the other side, this Liberator going to get a little bit of damage done. Not going to get too many drones, but it's just the loss of mining time, which Kawhi wants at this moment. And also, thank you to that Korean name, Force, the follow, always appreciated as the Liberator dies. He's paying attention to that follow and then micro his Liberator. Yeah, so far this game has stabilized into a very standard mid-game section. And behind this, I think Kawaii just wants to stay back and power up, which he has the time to do. Mighty Kiwi's deciding not to be too aggressive, instead just pushing that creep across the map and getting his own units and just taking map control. Both sides quite content to just stay back.
Yeah, Kawhi's thrown down like 5 extra racks. He's pumping out like 7 Marines at a time. He's going to be powering up, right? Meanwhile, Kiwi's got to start spreading that creep a bit more. He's got like 4 idle queens. He could be pumping it so hard, but you know he's a better player than me, so he probably has a plan for those queens.
Getting a lot of energy. I hope he's not trying to save those up for transfuses. That'd be a big waste if you just got 1 billion transfuses just for those Zerglings.
Well, yeah, he hasn't turned down his infestation pit yet. Still banking for all their mutas. But he doesn't seem to be making them. Not yet. Even getting flyer attacks 1, but still no mutas.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I don't think this is gonna be mutas. Quite possibly he's waiting for the later stages in the game for corruptors, but at this point just making cast a curse. The minute you say he's probably not going to, he throws down a large amount. I'd like to point out that no, the screen is not in. For some reason on this map it just tends to be a bit wonky. I apologize for that if it makes the engagements a little bit harder to see. I will try and fix it from the next game.
You zoom out like the Z-Work.
What's that?
Shit, we've got an engagement going and pretty decent connects from Kiwi, but he doesn't manage to clean up all that bio.
Yeah, that was his biggest misstep there. He tried to get on top of them, ran right into the Widowmine support. And I mean, from here, Kawaii, he had a bad start to the game, but it's starting to look very, very good for him. But that, oh my gosh, that Baneling though.
One single Baneling.
That's just how volatile TVZ can be in this stage of the game. One Baneling is enough to really shut down a push. Kawaii also being a bit timid in moving forward. He has a lot of right to be. Jeez, oh, these mutas just absolutely get eliminated.
Every Zerg in the stream just had an aneurysm then.
Yeah, so this will get pushed up, but it was a large cost for Mighty Kiwi. He's going to have to work very hard to get his units back up. And I mean, he's not going to get the time to do so. This next push coming across the map as we speak. Not much on the other side for Kiwi.
It is such a shame that he lost all those mutas to the mines, because that's where most of your momentum comes from as a Zerg player at this point in the game. If you lose your mutas, you lose all that, you lose the big swing. And pretty good engagement coming for Mighty Kiwi. Some decent Widowmine hits to counter it though.
Yeah, I mean, that's his biggest issue right now is Kiwi's. The fact that he's just taking way too many large hits. If he hadn't taken those hits, he would have been able to move across the map and do a bit of damage of his own, but I mean, Kawaii is backed up, but just until the reinforcements come. This is not where Kiwi wants to be at this point in the game. He wants to be a bit more aggressive. He's teching up to that hive, but looks like Kawaii is starting. He just wants to be aggressive, force Kiwi to spend all his money on units rather than tech, And those Widow Mines are just letting him do that so heavily.
Yeah, those Widow Mines is just disgusting, man. Finally, Kiwi's gonna find an opportunity to get a bit aggressive, just across the other side of the map, but I don't know how much will get done.
Yeah, I'm taking a lot of damage on those Melisks as well. Kawaii just taking the defensive fight, forcing Mighty Kiwi back once again. And yeah, Kawaii at this point is just gonna be the attacker. Even now, he's just starting to tech up into the later stages of the tech. Oh, wrong button. But I mean, Kawhi's biggest problem is he's taking absolutely abysmal fights, just like Kiwi is. That's kind of the first fight that Kiwi won very convincingly, and it's just not doing too much for him because he took such bad engagements early on. Kawhi needs, really needs to get better fights with those units.
Oh, the big surround for Kiwi and the Baneling sandwich comes in. It was pretty filthy. Yeah, I was gonna say, if it's not GG now, it's gonna be GG soon.
Yep, GG is called. So SYF Gaming takes the first match in this best of 5 series. And we will, since we do have these just in replay form, no point in dilly-dallying. We're going to get the second match up for you right now. It's going to be Namek versus Turn W. So I'm not 100% certain if Renray was subbed out. I believe he was. But you ready?
Yeah, mate.
Alright, let's do it. Hopping into Belshir Vestige for game number 2. But yeah, overall, Mighty Kawaii had a bad start, but he started to get back into it. Unfortunately, he just took really bad fights. But enough about last game. It's time for this game spawning. Up here in the top corner, it is SYF's Namek.
And down in the bottom right, in the teal, we have what I assume is Flames as Flames Gaming. Turn W.
Alright, let me get that up for you guys. And so far it looks a bit strange well, actually it doesn't look strange. I thought that was a forge for a second there, but nope, pretty standard out of him. For the moment, as I forgot to turn the game on, I apologize for that. You guys did not miss much. We'll just say it again. This is Namek, and this is Turn W, aka Winrai. But so far, it does look like the probe did prevent that second base from going down. So that's really delayed Turn W, and that's gonna hurt a bit, just because of how late his spawning pool was in comparison.
Yeah, if Namek was gonna throw down some of the buildings and do some sort of aggressive play, having your third, or your second base where your third should be, that would probably kill him. It's pretty hard to defend your bases without creep in between them. But Namek's doing pretty standard one gate Nexus, and we don't see a super fast third from Winray yet.
Yeah, so I'm really wondering what Turn W is going to be doing with this, or Ray rather. He's going to go for speed, which is always nice for those early game aggressions. But it is going to be Stargate tech coming up here for Namek. And really, unless you can get a good read off on this, it's gonna be tough to defend. You know, you really do need that Spore Crawler or a Queen to defend against this, and both of those were super delayed.
Yeah, Windray doesn't seem to have any idea that it's coming either. Only getting the single Queen at each base, he will go for a Baneling Nest already. I wonder if he's planning on doing a Bjell, just Baneling busting his way into the next round.
Yeah, Banelings are very good, especially against what a lot of Protoss players like to do, those Adept timings. Really forces some counter micro, which obviously you cannot afford to do unless you're very, very good at what you do. But anyway, we do see that Oracle almost complete. Again, he has no idea this is coming. No spores. The Queen is in position. It will, one-on-one, but by the time you kill it, you already got like 4 or 5 dead workers.
Winner is making just so many lanes. Like, this has got to be a Baneling bust. Like, there's just too many lings, man. And he actually suspects the Oracle is coming, or maybe he saw it with the lings, but he's throwing down 2 spores now, so he's going to be pretty safe. Excuse me.
Yep, throws down the wall. It does Namek. So you're really gonna have to hit the Adepts right here. The Oracle comes in, three workers already dead. Does not want to lose that just yet. But here we go. Is there no Mothership Core? There is one, but it is very far out of position. And the Lings are in the base. This is not looking good. Not looking good at all.
He even gets the secondary wall. I think this is over, mate.
I think it's over. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, I mean, all these workers going down. There's not much else you can say. Not using the Photon Overcharge. No probes left. We should be seeing a tap out here soon. Eventually.
Yeah, well, for now, Namek's gonna try hold on. He's got 3 oracles up. Yeah, three oracles. But he's gonna GG anyway.
Yep, GG is out. And it's really been fight of the Zergs in this series so far. They've been doing very well these first couple of games. Let me get those updated for you. Let me update the score as well. And we will hop into game number 3. So far, really fun games. What's your opinion on these games so far?
Yeah, I saw. They've been pretty good, but I saw. I caught the last bit of the last group. There was Demi and Peppy, and then Peppy and who was it? I can't remember, but it was ZVZ, and it was hectic. Yeah, Peppy and Revenant. That's the one. It was bloody hectic. I'd say that's got to be my favorite game so far. But these ones have been pretty good too. The Zerg wins, so I'm happy.
As long as the Zerg wins, you don't care who wins the series, do you?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's good to know. But we are hopping into game number 3 on Palladino Terminal, ladies and gents. This time, I'm not going to forget this. So spawning in the top corner of Palladino Station / Terminal, it is Turnin.
Spawning in the bottom right, in the green, we have SYF Gaming's Chase. And I gotta say, I'm a big fan of Chase. I want Chase to make me a proud mother.
Well, I don't doubt that he will. You know, with the rate that Zergs are going on this winning streak here, it's pretty much been a four-game winning streak for Zerg in the 2 series of the night. And oops, see if I can fix that. All right, I can't. All right, we get a Lopi view for the rest of the game. Apologize for that.
What's happening?
Oh,
is it zoomed in again?
No, it's the bug where you hit Q for your like changing your angle, and it breaks up. It just breaks the view. It's all good. Like it's still a pretty good angle for this map. But so far we do see Turn-In gonna probably be going for a faster expand build, just because he's walling off relatively early. A little bit worried about early pressure, which he should be, because there are 2 different routes that Chase can take if he wants to get into this base. So he's got to be really careful about where you put your buildings.
I can't tell if I'm just having like a complete mind blank, but wasn't Winray playing Zerg last game?
A different guy.
Oh, this is turn N.
Yeah,
turn N.
Turn W/Winrai was a different player. Yeah, it is best of 1 for each single player, and then just goes into best of 5.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I was very confused for a second there. Like, I was like, does this guy play random or what?
That would be kind of fun to just see a random player come in here and dominate. It's been so long.
Yeah, everyone's so lame maining a race. Jeez.
Jeez, who needs to main
like-
a race?
It's like this game is hard or something.
Oh, nah. And yes, these are replays for this match. Basically what happened is they both were accidentally scheduled for the same time, so we're just casting the second series of the day from these replay packs from what they were giving us. And now going back to the game, I'm starting to wonder if this is going to be a bit of a timing. Got the robo facility down, we got a couple of gateways. I don't see any adepts, so it's not going to be an adept. Well, there's one adept, but I don't think it's going to be an adept timing. But still, I'm wondering what is Turn-In going to do about this.
Well, I was gonna say he's pumping out sentries, but he stopped at 1.
Got bored after 1.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happening. Chase, by the look of it, isn't sure either, and so he's sending in a Overlord Scout. Immediately knows somehow that he should throw down a Ridge Warren.
Yeah, I mean, that does make sense. This is starting to look like a bit of an all-in out of Turn-In. He had that big gateway explosion, so the Roaches gonna help out a lot versus Adepts, and it's still maybe Adept all-in, but the thing about that is they're not as good without the resonating glaives. And I am being told that I am an idiot, and it is the regular view. I can never tell because this map is a bit wonky. But
There is something about this map that feels off. I think it's the lighting. The lighting's like really vibrant.
well, it's kind of like the same with Abyssal Reef, you know, how everything kind of has a bluish tint and it really hides your units pretty badly.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of feels the same for this map.
At least with the Abyssal Reef, you've got an excuse. Like you're under the sea. But
Yeah, definitely. But this small red buy from Chase is going to get picked off. Big warp in of Adepts. Looks like he's going to go across the map, try and get some damage done with them. This choke point would probably be the best place for Chase to engage. And yeah, Turn-In sees this and he's going to turn in run for right now. But this third base getting cancelled was very nice. Forcing that to be remade. Stalkers warped in to take care of these roaches. And Chase just wants to be aggressor here for a bit.
yeah, it looks like Chase might be able to get some work done as long as he doesn't need too many pylon shots. Because Adepts aren't too good against ridges. Last time I checked.
Yeah, they're only, like, pretty much with the depths versus roaches, you have to snowball pretty hard. And, I mean, Turn-In's just not going to get the time to do that for the moment. He's going to get that third base canceled once again. and he's stuck on 2 bases. Chase now has full map control.
And it doesn't look like he's planning on stopping the Roach Party anytime soon either. He even gets that sentry for free. The full energy sentry, that's a bit painful.
Yeah, I mean, this might be a bit of an overextension here, but even if it is, he's going to get a lot of work done. Just because the Warpins will help out a lot. But yeah, I think he's doing pretty well for himself right now. Gonna get a few pylons, gonna take out these stalkers. No micro really from Turn-In. But the question is, has he overstayed his welcome? Obviously these lings in the base are very, very nice. But the next big warping of units is gonna be able to clean this up. Maybe.
Unfortunately, he's eating a few too many Ravager shots. He hit one that landed on all of his units. So I'm optimistic, but it's looking pretty bad for our Protoss player.
Yeah, I mean, it looked good for him for a little bit if he could have got those Warpins in on time. But he's lost a lot of units, and I mean a lot of units for a very little gain, as Chase is now on 3 bases, fully saturated. I mean, what are you gonna do as Protoss in this situation?
What are you gonna do against Chase? Full stop. He's a god.
God Chase.
Chase god.
Yeah. I mean, this is a nice move here, going in with a Warp Prism, but he sees that this Overlord spots him. It's not gonna go in. And I mean, behind this...
When behind, Dark Shrine.
You read my mind.
It's on the tip of every Cypher plays time.
Yep. But, I mean, how much is that really going to do here? The Overseers are already out with speed, and the mobility of Chase's units are going to prevent too much from being done. If he wants to go for the typical... what do you call it? Roach Killer / Archon drop. I think that would be good for him, but no, it's gonna be tough to really get any damage done. Chase seems to be on top of everything. A few drones going down, but that's at this point expendable losses, pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. He's on a solid 63 workers, so losing 3 doesn't really mean anything to Chase.
Yeah. Again, Turn-In's stuck on so low supply.
Even taking some damage on that Warp Prism, that's not good.
Yeah, so Chase has map control. He can do pretty much whatever he wants at this point. Even gonna just load up a drop, go straight into the main base. I gotta pay attention to this Artosis pylon. Like, no joke, that is just so bad to see.
Fortunately, it's like completely surrounded pretty much, so the Zerglings aren't going to be able to kill it, but...
That's true, but, you know, it still hurts to see that sometimes. Like, no matter how hard it is to get to, but... so far, Turn-In's trying to get some damage done on the other side of the map. Big warp in. But, yeah, Chase is on the other side of the map. Can take out so many of Turn-In's units. Probably shouldn't fight with that photon overcharge, but this third base is once again going to die. I'm hearing Dark Templar, but I can't see it just yet. There it is.
And like, Chase can't finish him yet, but it's looking pretty much unlosable from this point.
Gosh. Yeah, he just made a big mistake there, leaving so much of his army to take so much damage. But the drop is going to come in. 2 full overlords of Zerglings. Gonna get some decent damage done. Not too much here for him to get. But DT's gonna clean this up. Getting the robo would actually be pretty nice. Oh my gosh. He's committing hard to DTs at this point, you can tell.
He's even getting DT like it's beautiful.
Yeah, I love that. You do not see that enough. I mean, granted, there is a pretty big reason for that, but still, when you do get to see it, it's a very nice treat.
Chase is just gonna spill in here. Looking to crack the final egg on top of Tenant's head.
Yeah, and I think Chase has done it as these last few Adepts, or Archons rather, go down. GG is called.
GG.
SYF takes the lead. And they do move up to match point. So, without further ado, guys, let's get into game number 4. Not even gonna waste any time. Unfortunately, there's no Zergs to win this one, so their perfect win streak for tonight is over. Hello?
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 Hello? I kind of just spaced out, sorry.
Oh, that's alright. Just gonna hop in the game here and get things started. So it's gonna be Proxima Station for our last map. Nice and big for this PvP. Close that out. And without further ado, spawning down here in the bottom position, it's another turn, and it is turn X.
And spawning in the 12 o'clock position, we have SYF Gaming in the blue. We have Ice, the cheesiest dude I know.
Not bad, huh?
We just have a bit of a history. He did something terrible to me at Lion once. It was quite embarrassing.
Ah, okay. So a bit of rivalry here. So are you going against him because of this? Or
Well, there's no Zerg, so yeah, I'd have to say I'm rooting for our Flames player in this game. As much as I like Ice, oh my god, he's done wrong by me.
he's done wrong by you. Alright, well, it doesn't look like he's going to be doing too wrong by turn at the moment, as he's going for a pretty standard 2-gate double gas production. Turn X, though, does have a very good read on this. You know, that worker making sure that everything is seen. But, yeah, a bit of a difference in the build there. So, what do you think we're going to see in this game? You said Ice was a cheesy player. Do you think he'll match up to that in this game?
I hope so, but I honestly don't know how PvP is played, so I got no idea what to expect.
Indeed.
I think maybe we will see DT Blink this game. I hope so.
DT Blink. Yeah, that would be pretty fun. But yeah, we do see 2 Stalkers on the way so far. Those could be defensive, as if there's a double gate, usually what happens is you get a couple of depths, send them across the map, get killed by Stalkers if the player is on top. Things. Yeah, I really like this move out of Ice so far. He blocked that for a bit, delayed it for a minute. But one thing to say is Turn X's Cybernex core is so late. So whatever
Yeah, I
you
was wondering what that was about. Like, why is it so late? What did he do?
I think he didn't really have the mineral count to get it the Cybernex core just up quick enough. But what's going on here? Oh no. This is a
triple pylon.
Yep, so we should be seeing that Mothership core coming across the map as well. You were right, Ice is cheesy, and he's gonna go for the win with a nice bit of Gouda cheese. Already, this is starting to get shut down pretty handily.
Yeah, maybe Ice overextended a bit.
Well, his problem was he did not wait until his mothership core was there, so this photon overcharge, not going to get anything, just had to focus that down. And behind this, we do see that Stargate transition.
It looks like Ice has been pushed back.
Yeah, he's been held for right now. And he still is only on one Nexus. He's going to throw down a second one now, but it's going to be so delayed based on the timing of turn X's. Although Turn... Oh no, Turn has not been on top of his macro. Getting confirmation in the chat that Ice has done wrong by a lot of players.
Well, it's not macro craft, you know. Cheese is a real strategy, but damn, it feels bad when you lose to it.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man.
Feels very bad.
But yeah, the Oracle is gonna come in here. Still not scouted, but he's been making Stalkers, so if he's in position, he won't lose too much to this. Stalkers, though, are not in position. They will be after a couple of drones die, but the Mothership Core, more than enough to defend for right now. Now, where does Ice go from here? Obviously, this Oracle harass is going to be nice, but he can't really rely on it to give him the win. What do you think? What's the go-to transition from here?
I have absolutely no clue, mate. Looks like he's just gonna make Void Rays, but Turn X has Blink on the way, and a pretty healthy amount of Stalkers.
He's starting to take a bit of a lead in the income as well. Actually, yeah. The Turn still has that income lead with the worker count. Ice is starting to catch up, so he's really going to have to focus on his macro, but I don't know, both players look like they're gearing up for a bit of a timing. Hard to say when this timing will hit. Yeah,
a cheeky Oracle getting another 2 kills, not too bad.
Yeah, this Oracle has paid for itself at this point. 6 kills on it, and I mean that's the magic number. That is when you say that Oracle, now you have permission to die. Pretty much.
Well, he's at least paid for himself, yeah. You still wouldn't want him to die.
I mean, you never want any of your units to die. Oracle coming back in, getting 2 more. So Turn, not liking what's happening. Being annoying is Ice at this point. But we do see that Robot Bay coming down, so the next tier of tech for Turn. I'm gonna guess it's Disruptors just based on how the meta is usually played, and I'm gonna be corrected. So I think he's gonna be going for Blink Stalker Disruptor, which I don't know if he's gonna have enough time to get up. Ice is across the map already.
Yeah, with 3 Wood Rays, he's going to be able to barge his way in a bit. At least cancel his base. Or maybe not.
Yeah, he's being very cautious, but now that his units are all together, it's going to pump those
look
Wood Rays
look
up.
at his Stalkers melt. Oh my god.
Oh man, yeah, they just melt this kind of play. It looks like Ice. He may be cheesy, but he's good at what he does. Disruptor shot, keeping Turn in this for right now. With the pylons, the only thing keeping Turn in this game at the moment. Nice Blink, kills off the Mothership Core. And yeah, behind this Turn, he just needs those gateways up yesterday if he wants to defend against this. Ice looks like he's just gonna keep on the aggression, sending the probe across to build something. I don't know. He has the Warp Prism as well. That Observer, so close to dying.
Yeah, I do wonder what this probe's about. With forward pylons, but He does have a whoop, like you said. So.
You know what he's gonna do? I think he's gonna try and bait turn down the ramp so he can get some photon overcharge in there. Granted, this would be a lot better if he actually had a mothership core, but you know, details.
Whoa!
Oh,
Whoa! Did you...
misfire.
What was that about?
Complete misfire, and that just hurts. This is good, however, for Ice. You know, he gets that cybernetics core down, and Turn has to rely on those disruptors. He doesn't have anything else to rely on until that DT is out. Yeah, that's definitely a win behind Dark Shrine. Oh, big hit, but not that big. Looks like Ice is gonna force his way up the ramp, and Turn X goes down. SYF has taken the series.
Wow. Well, I honestly wasn't really expecting that to happen after Ice's like rocky start with that triple pylon, but you know, he brings it back. Vaudrey is pretty strong.
Yep. So anyway, ladies and gents, that is going to do it for us tonight. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in, and we'll let you do your first outro. So where can we find you, Mr. Hot Big Tit? Other than Pornhub.
Either on Twitch or Twitter. They're both just /hotbigtit. Spelled as it sounds. Otherwise, you can find me in the male toilets.
Oh,
with the bathroom closed.
oh, that is good to hear. I'll have to look for you there. You know, just bring a beer into the toilet stall. But,
yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you entice me out.
All right, but yep. Anyway, guys, you can find me right here on Twitch at twitch.tv/pastor2300. Twitter's the exact same at pastor2300. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for the admins and the tournament organizers for putting on such an amazing league. Thank you to the teams for doing such an amazing job tonight. The series have been amazing. I say amazing a lot. It's a drinking game now. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you on the next exciting edition of SSAC Southeast Asia Server Open Team League. In that order. See you next time.
See you guys.
Alright, we're off.
But yeah, thanks for that, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Whereabouts are you from? You living in America? Okay. Yep.